Good morning. Happy Monday morning. Let's check out the market, and then we'll get in the middle of the crypto quartet, and we'll see how Alti's doing and Salty and blocks and all that kind of good stuff. LFGY. I checked my portfolio. I'm up 6%, which is more since last December 13th, I think. Anyway, that's the most I've been up. So anyway, that's good news. I found a white paper on these auto callable bonds. I'm trying to copy and paste that to give it to you guys, but it's not cooperating. I thought Marcus might be interested in this if he hasn't seen it, or anyone else that's interested in these auto callables. It's a different it's kind of like a mix of a bond and a buffer fund kind of mixed together. Anyway, all right, we'll talk about that some other time. Let's see what's going on in the market. Well, NASDAQ's up. ES is down, but not by very much. It was down more just a little while ago. Let's look at the SPY. So this is a 30-minute chart of the SPY. The SPY opened within the previous day's range, and it's right at the previous day's settle. What are you chewing on, Jax? Good boys. It's okay. Bitcoin's down 1.82%, though. That's not encouraging. And it bear crossed Friday, and it's been going down all weekend. It's not encouraging. But anyway, nothing could stop S&P and NASDAQ. It just keeps going up every day, right? Look at that chart of the NASDAQ there, 30-minute NASDAQ chart. Getting ready to make a new high, if they haven't already. Getting ready to go into full breakout mode. Look at AMD finally kicking into gear. Amazon off a little bit. Let's look at Coinbase. Coinbase off 2.3. Pretty significant gap down this morning. And Coinbase has been dealing with this bigger gap down from, this earnings air pocket that happened. Anyway, sellers got a second chance on Thursday and Friday. Some of them took it. But we'd expect sellers to be there, and so far they have been. So anyway, bulls really want to get through all these sell orders right there. All right, well, let's look at the Qs. Boy, the Qs look good. The Qs have a gap on here that I didn't even put on here from probably between Thursday and Friday. I would say that was. That is a good looking chart. I mean, when there's one, there's more on gaps. They come in bunches, but there's bullish gaps everywhere all over this chart. All right, great job, NASDAQ. Great job, NASDAQ. All right, so let's look at the crypto quartet now. All right, that's sweet. I had the AI fix something, and it looks like it's working for the most part. Anyway, Alti is down right now, 26 basis points, and it's largely because what's this BLASH? I didn't even notice that. I did hear ETF Inspector. I always get ETF Inspector and ETF Delta mixed up. I mean, I know who they are personally, but anyway. But I heard one of them mention this. But anyway, so it's a brand new stock in Alti. Well, great job, guys. It's down 6.7% the day you added. Affirm's down 3%. I really can't believe Alti's only down a quarter point. That's actually kind of amazing. That's actually kind of amazing. But yeah, that's correct. I mean, that's the same thing the charting packages are saying also. So we have some stuff that's offsetting it. Plus we have some premium that's offsetting it. All right. So back to the crypto quartet. I don't really see what's offsetting it though. Rocket Lab up a point. What's Unity Software up a little bit. HIMS, reliable morning performance. First Solar up a little bit. Credo up a little bit. I don't even see how this thing's up. All right, I'm having AI start to save the previous day Alti and then give us the allocation changes. Anyway, but it didn't save the average from the day before. But now that it's doing that, but it's still not doing it right. It's only writing some of the lines in here. I'll work on that. But anyway, this will be nice whenever we can also have it point out what's new and what's old. All right. So, but I'm working on that. But for now, we have LFGY stock positions. LFGY itself is down 95 bips, unfortunately. The best stock in their portfolio is GME, up 3.11. Everything else is just absolutely getting murdered. Boy, look at this one. ETHA is down 5%. Boy, Blocks is going to be getting killed when we check Blocks here in a second, because Blocks has a bunch of this in their portfolio, a lot more than 4.27%. Anyway, all right, well, that sucks, LFG. I don't know how my portfolio is up 6%, but it's probably based on Friday's close. But this morning's open was the highest it's been. The model portfolio is finally kicking into gear on the backs of GDXY, LFGY, and Alti. Alti's absolutely killing it lately. Well, they all are. LFGY, GPTY's been murdering it. So, all right. Let's go look at Blocks. And true, we figured Blocks be down. It's down 1.3. They have 11% of the fund is this Ether ETF, and it's down 5% today. 16% of the fund is this other ETF that's a Bitcoin based ETF, down 1.5. Now they do have IREN that's up 8%. Great job, IREN. But pretty much everything else is down, including Bitmine Immersion. That thing is a dog. I only have 2.16% of it, but all right, rough day to be Blocks. Let's look at Salty. So Salty ought to be doing great. When Blocks and Alti are down, although Blocks and Alti aren't really down that much. Blocks is, but Alti is really not down that much. Alti's barely down. Anyway, let's look at Salty. Nope, Salty cannot catch a break. Salty's down a 1/4 point too. Come on, Salty. Yeah, I guess that's right. So Salty is down a little bit. And so how in the heck is that happening? So they shorted Bitmine Immersion. What else do you want? That's down 6%. Bloom Energy's down every day. It's down another 3% today. Their shorts are looking good. I don't understand why they can't make any money. I mean, they do have Tempest AI up 6%, and Enphase is up, and APLD's up, but come on, Salty. All right, let's look at the daily chart of some of these. All right, here's the daily chart of Salty. Salty actually had a green bar the other day. Anyway, Salty's trying to make a stand down here. We'll see. But yeah, look at Alti. See, I bought Alti right here. Right there. Right there. So before split, it was 490, or not even really split, but before factoring dividends. So I'm up from 490 to 560 because I've just, and more than that because I've been reinvesting. But I also added more Alti down here somewhere. Or actually, I didn't buy Alti right here because it wasn't out yet. I had YMAX and a bunch of single stocks. And then I actually added Alti down here. But yeah, Alti's been a good one. Alti's at an all-time high. Let's check blocks. Blocks is pulling back today. But blocks is also in all-time high territory. It broke out of its August congestion area, or that we had an August pullback, July and August pullback. It broke out of there. Let's check out LFGY. LFGY really hasn't broken out of it's not as wildly bullish as blocks is, not at least looking at this. It hasn't taken out its old high yet. It actually failed when it tried to. Come on, LFGY, what are you guys doing? Let's look at GPTY. Boy, this one's been a good one for me. I'm trying to think when I bought this one. I think I bought this one I bought this one down here too. Yeah, this one's been a great one. GPTY has been a great one. And then also don't forget GDXY has been a great one. And then on my bad picks is I picked this dog. Actually, that one's been doing well lately. TLTW. I didn't realize that's been doing well. And I got that right around here. Or I'm trying to think when I got that. Anyway, okay, well, TLTW is doing well. I just have a little bit. So I know I have some that are doing bad. Let's look at USOY. USOY is going straight sideways. I just have a small amount of that. Anyway, all right. Well, that's it for that. So we looked at the crypto quartet. You want to look at the, hey guys, what's up? Yeah, did you ever see that white paper? I tried to copy and paste it. It's on their website. But yeah, they somehow they use bonds, but they configure a bond kind of like a buffer ETF or like a barrier ETF. It's like a mix between a bond and a barrier ETF or something. But anyway, yeah, it's unless the world falls apart, you're in good shape on that one. So anyway, hey Mike, thanks for being here. Marcus, appreciate you. Grumpy Toad watching from your morning bike ride. Awesome. It's a beautiful morning outside in Austin. I got to get outside. I have to get outside, but I have this interview today at 2 that I haven't prepared for yet. Anyway, all right. Marcus is saying CIE is an aggressive version of SPUT. And then there's Mark. Hey, Mark, thank you for being here. Okay, so. But yeah, I have Howard today at 2 o'clock. Let's look at the new max factor. Let's see what's rolling in the max factor. And let's see. Actually, let's get some new readings. It's reloading the readings here. Maybe I'll just let it do its thing. We got a new Maxis Moxie rating out. They change all the time, but number 1 was Alti the other day, but it dropped to number 3 on Maxis Alti, which is it's a potential. This just shows you the potential of the fund. It's the yield divided by the volatility. USOY has a lot of potential too. It's not very volatile for how much it yields. So we have weak, USOY, Alti, WDTE. It's only a 6 fall. It's like half market fall because they sell those options like crazy. And they pay it. They have a huge buffer. The buffer creates a downside buffer, and that's why they have such low vol. But they do that at the same time they're paying 40%. Just math wise, you got to like WDTE and triple QY. And I didn't make this index to try to put my favorite funds up at the top. I just thought it made sense. I couldn't believe I didn't have a metric, or somebody doesn't have a metric yet that just takes yield and divides it by the standard deviation, which is what this is. But there's tons of good ones on here. Look at GLDY. It's yielding 43% and very steady. As far as volatility goes, it may have been going down a lot lately. That's another story. Well, GLDY is kind of a different story. Every time I look at that, let's look at GLDY now that I've spoken about it. Just every time I look at it, I'm glad I have GLDXY. I like what GLDY does. Just reading the prospectus, I would rather have GLDY, but as far as the way they've actually been trading, GDXY has looked a lot better lately. GDXY, of course, based on gold miner stocks, and GLDY, I think, is just based on the GLD index, which is an ETF which owns gold futures. So anyway, all right, well, let's go back here. Anyway, but GLDY has potential. Look at WiMAX. WiMAX is a perennial beast. Misty's on this potential list. XDTE is a good one. QDT. Anyway, okay, so we'll go back to the regular max factor. That's not even a max factor. That's a side rating. But I'm kind of liking that little side rating. So let's see here. We have new rankings. Let's just pull we'll just pull a list here, page values. All right, I've recreated everything. All right, so let's just look at the short-term max factor. It's Gooey Goop Bobo GDXY. Speaking of GDXY, is number 5 on the overall max factor. That thing's amazing. It's even ahead of YETH. YETH is number 6. Then we have TSLY really kicking into gear. So look at TSLY. 90 days ago, it was $8.63. Now it's $9.30. So its NAV is actually going up. At the same time, it's paying a 95% dividend, at least the past 3 months. I mean, man, that'll get it there on the top 10 list. SLVO, YMAG. YMAG is killing it. Blocks, there's Blocks at number 11. Blocks was at $20 90 days ago, and it's nearly $24 today, even with today's pullback. And it's paid a 28% yield. So far, it's given growth and a generous yield, 28%. Here's NV2. I know there's a lot of fans out there of Rex. This NV2 is number 13. It was at 27.42 90 days ago. It's at 30. QDTY is a good one. It was at 43 a 90 days ago. It's at 45, up $2. You know, it's up 5% and paying a 26% yield the past 90 days. Of course, the market's up. Here's iGold, which is actually the second highest gold-based one. GDXY is ahead of iGold, but iGold looks good. iGold's paying 16%. GDXY is paying 41%. They both gave NAV upside. GDXY went from 15 to 17. iGold went from 22 to 23. They both gave you some NAV upside, but GDXY is paying a little bit more yield. Here's old SDTY. That one doesn't get any respect, but it's up from 44 to 40, nearly 46 over the past 90 days, paying a 23% yield. QDT from Round Hills, number 21. It's up from 35 to 36. Not bad, especially when it considers paying a 36% yield. So lots of good choices. Let's rank it, but let's do the Moxie rankings really quick. The Moxie rankings are Alti's back to number 1. Alti's number 1 week. It's number 2 just because it's so unvolatile. USOY is number 3, WDTE, Triple QI, IWMY. These are all ones that have potential. They need the market to cooperate too. Alti has been getting the market to cooperate lately. Well, lots of these have. I mean, lots of these have. We never talk about Triple QI anymore. And maybe this is why. 90 days ago, it was at the same price it's at now. Now, granted, it's paid a 52% yield. But I mean, even when the massive, face ripping market, it went sideways on NAV. WDTE actually went down a little bit on NAV, but it paid a 40, but just a little bit, like less than a point, and it paid a 40% yield. So anyway, this is the potential list. I need to think of a new name for that. But of course, these are the ones here with all the potential. GLDYs on that list, YMAX. Anyway, all right. So anyone have any questions for Howard? Put them in, let me know about him, or put them in Discord. I have manager questions. I think it's on there. But anyway, that's going to be on at 2. So right kind of towards the end of the day. RDTY, let's look at RDTY, Grumpy. Let's look at RDT. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just going to keep kind of sliding down the list until we see it. There's XBTY at 21. Now, this is on the Max's Moxie list. But yeah, RDTY will probably be on here. Let's just keep sliding down until we see it. There's RDTE, 42% yield with pretty low volatility. It's a 15 vol, so it's not super low. There's RDTY right there, 37% yield. It went from 46 90 days ago to 45, so it's down 3%. Down 3%, but paid a 37% yield, trading at a 14 vol. So it's number 35 on here right now. Or it's 35 on the Max's Moxie. It may be higher on the, it may be higher on something else, but we're looking at the Max's Moxie right now. So anyone have anything else they want to see? We haven't looked at the index buffer reports yet. I guess we could look at that. What do I think of DTY? DTY, what the hell is DTY? DTY. It sounds like because the Y on the end is usually a yield fund. I was thinking maybe a Dow Jones. Anyway, it's not there. So let me look. Did I do that right? Oh, you mean RDTY? I got you. Yeah. I got you. I got you. I don't know. I mean, all I would say is also look at RDTE. RDTE, RDTY, and I think there's a third choice over there in that land, but I would also check out RDTE. I mean, this one's from Round Hill. It's down a little bit on the quarter, but has an 11% total return for the past year. I mean, 11% total return for the past year, and it pays a 41% dividend. So it's not going to hold its NAV, or not this past year, because its NAV's just up 11%, but it paid a 41% dividend. So it's going to have 30% NAV decline or whatever, just because of math. I mean, I don't know that's a problem, but it's just something to be aware of. But it's kind of the way it works on the ones that pay super high. And that's Round Hill. Let's look at RDTY. It's probably even more so. RDTY hasn't been out a year yet. But when it has been out a year, so right now it's paid 20%, so it'll probably pay 50% over a year. Right now the NAV's flat, but let's say it does the same NAV as the other one. Let's say it makes 11% total return on the year, but it's going to, just like the other one. So if it matches RDTE, 11% total return for a year's time, but pays about a 50% dividend, it'll have about 40% NAV decline every year, just because of math. WPay, yeah, let's look at WPay, Marcus. Let's check out old WPay. WPay is too new to be anywhere. So, I mean, we know WPay is just built for speed because it's just the leverage hell. I guess they don't even sell options directly. It's just leverage longs, but they do sell options. I mean, I push back on that. I mean, or their counterparty selling options. This money's not coming from nowhere, but I would imagine that if I was their counterparty, I would write options to offset because somebody's paying the yield. The yield's coming from somewhere. I guess you could sell shares too. I don't know. It's up to them. But anyway, yeah, this thing's going to be, I mean, look at, they introduced this at the perfect time. It's just gone up. It's 50 to 54. I mean, this thing's built for upside. What's the AUM on this? It's already brought 60 million, started at 7, September 8th, 9th, 10th. In 11 days, it's, 50 million, raised 50 million. Yeah, you got to love it. You got to love it. It'll do well as long as the market does well. All right, index buffer, feet and 5 down the most, go figure. Well, and also blocks and LFGY. And I'd be surprised if Alti's not on this list pretty soon. But for whatever reason, it's not on this list yet. There's Salty down a little bit. I don't think Alti's on this chart. I think, oh, there it is down there. Yeah, there's Alti down about a quarter point. All right, well, you guys can see it's kind of a mixed bag there. Yield max buffer report. Airbnb, Abney outperforming on the downside, as is Dizzo. All right, well, we've looked at just about everything I wanted to look at, unless there's anything else that you guys want to look at. Let me see if I can do this again. It won't let me copy and paste the whole thing. It won't let me select all. Anyway, select all. There we go. Select all. Copy. Now I'm going to go give this to you guys in case there's anyone that's interested in these auto callables. They're kind of technical. That's their white paper. Okay. Yeah, I'm all about QLDY. I wonder where they're putting their lightning spreads. I've been looking for their trades and I haven't seen any yet. All they published is that they have a long, deep in the money option. But anyway, yeah, I'm heavily watching that as well too. I need to make some follow-up content. on that. All right, guys. Well, let me know if you have any questions for Howard, or at the very least, be here. And then when I run out of questions, I'll have 4 or 5 questions. But then I expect you guys to be here asking him why doesn't he have any weeklies, or I don't know, or whatever. So anyway, it's 2:00 my time, 3:00 if you're on the East Coast, 1:00 if you're on the West Coast, and that's where Howard is. He's out there. He lives out there by where Mike Coe lives and all those people out there in San Francisco. So anyway, but that ought to be an interesting interview. I'm looking forward to speaking with Howard, and I hope it's a big success. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for being here. Thanks for reviewing the charts with me. And like I say, if you have any questions for Howard, just let me know. You guys have a good what's left of your morning, and I'll see you at 2:00, if not before.